Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through the sources, pull out the key stuff, all for you. So today we're getting into something I think almost everyone bumps up against. That feeling in a relationship, maybe a long-term one you love, but there's still that frustration or disappointment. You know what I mean? You love them, but there's that mental list, isn't there? Things they just don't quite get right. Maybe it's like they're too loyal to their irritating family, or you just can't agree on how the living room should look. Or maybe they absolutely refuse to go camping, ever. Or they have to play tennis every single Wednesday no matter what. Maybe they hate Moroccan food, or just don't get your love for, 19th century Russian novels. Or, maybe they add actually to every sentence when it's actually not needed. So here's the big question we're tackling. What if the issue isn't really your partner? What if it's us? Our ideas about what a relationship is for, ideas we've inherited that are just needlessly complicated.
That's exactly it. That's the core question for today's deep dive. The sources we've looked at, they really challenge a lot of the common assumptions we have about love, about partnership. They suggest we might be, maybe without realizing it, putting this impossibly punitive burden on our partners. So we're going to explore a different path, one that seems simpler, but potentially much more fulfilling.
Right. So our mission today, unpack all these expectations we carry around, figure out what the real essential ingredients are for a relationship that works, that satisfies.
Yeah.
And hopefully, help you break free from some of those really tangled conflicts. Ready to jump in?
Okay, so let's unpack this first idea. What are we usually told love should look like? The big picture. It's often presented as this almost total merger of two lives. But that's what the sources seem to highlight.
Oh, absolutely. That's a dominant theme. And with that total merger idea comes this huge, often unspoken list of expectations. Things like, you have to live in the same house, eat the same meals every single night, share the same bed.
Yeah. Even get up and go to sleep at the exact same time. It goes further, too. Only having sex with each other, or even sexual thoughts about each other, seeing each other's families constantly.
Wow.
Having all the same friends, basically thinking the same way about, everything, all the time.
That scope is just huge.
Yeah.
It's kind of overwhelming when you list it all out like that. And here's where it gets really interesting, something you pointed out from the sources. This vision is called beautiful, but also hellish.
Exactly. That paradox is so important because the consequence of this total merger idea, it puts an impossibly punitive burden of expectation onto another person. It makes us feel like our partner must be right for us in every way, just perfect.
Right.
And if they're not, well, then they need fixing. They have to be prodded and cajoled into reform. And that seems to be the root of so much frustration. It's not necessarily that we've, as the sources cheekily put it, fallen for an idiot as a mate, but that our definition, our whole framework for what a partner should be is it's too much. It's unsustainable.
That really reframes things, doesn't it? Away from blaming the partner and towards questioning the blueprint itself. So, okay, if that's the overly complicated version, is there another way? Could relationships be simpler? Less ambitious, maybe? Could we just boil it down to what really matters?
That's the liberating part. The sources suggest that, yes, by focusing on what actually brings fulfillment, we can simplify things quite a bit. And what's fascinating is it might come down to just 3 essential things. Really, just 3.
Okay, I'm listening. What's the first one?
The first is kindness.
Okay, but what does that mean specifically here? Not just being nice, I assume.
Right. It's deeper than just politeness. It's defined as having a partner who is genuinely gentle with your imperfections. Someone who can, good-humoredly tolerate you as you are, flaws and all.
Okay. That sense of being accepted, even when you're not at your best.
Exactly. Think about the relief in that. Just genuine tolerance and acceptance. It builds this incredible psychological safety, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, essential number 1. Yeah. Kindness. What's the second?
The second is shared vulnerability.
Shared vulnerability. Okay. Tell me more.
This is about having someone you can be totally open with. About your anxieties, your worries, the things that knock you off balance. Someone you don't have to, put on a brave face for all the time. Someone you can just be weak around and vulnerable and honest. And crucially, they can be the same way with you.
So it's mutual, that ability to drop the mask.
Precisely. And that mutual openness, that's where deep trust is built. When you know you can share your deepest stuff, your insecurities, and it will be met with acceptance, not judgment. That's real emotional security.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kindness, shared vulnerability. What's the third essential?
The third one is understanding.
Understanding.
And this isn't just, understanding facts about each other. It's deeper. It means someone who is genuinely interested in maybe the more obscure parts of your mind, your unique obsessions, your preoccupations, the particular way you see the world.
Okay. So really seeing the other person's inner world.
Exactly. And this is key. You're equally excited to understand their inner world in return. That reciprocal curiosity.
That sounds like where real connection happens.
Yeah.
Beyond just shared interests.
It is. Feeling truly seen, truly understood in your uniqueness. It's fundamental. And wanting to offer that same understanding back. That creates a really profound bond, intellectually and emotionally.
Okay, so those are the three. Kindness, shared vulnerability, and understanding. How do these three things, how do they actually change the game in a relationship, according to the sources?
Well, the argument is pretty powerful. If you have these three critical ingredients, you're likely to feel loved and essentially satisfied whatever other differences pop up. So maybe your partner's friends aren't your cup of tea, or their routines drive you a bit crazy.
Right.
But if those core emotional needs are met, you'll likely still feel content.
That really flips the script on focusing on the little annoyances, doesn't it?
It completely reframes it. It suggests those practical details become much less significant when the emotional core is strong.
But what about the flip side? What happens if those emotional goods, the kindness, vulnerability, understanding, what if they aren't there?
Oh, well, that's where it gets quite stark. The sources suggest that even if a couple agrees on absolutely everything else, like every detail of European literature, interior design, and social existence, perfect alignment on paper.
Right.
If those core emotional elements are missing, they're still likely to feel lonely and bereft.
Wow. So you can have all the shared hobbies and tastes in the world, but still feel empty if that deeper connection isn't there.
That's the core message. It highlights this huge difference between, say, practical compatibility and genuine emotional fulfillment. One doesn't automatically lead to the other.
Okay, this is making me think, how far can we actually take this simplification? What does a good, simpler, yet very fulfilling relationship, what might that actually look like in day-to-day life?
It's pretty radical, actually, what the sources sketch out as a possibility. They talk about a potential minimal state. Imagine this. Maybe you don't socialize together much as a couple. Maybe you hardly ever see each other's families.
Okay.
Maybe your finances only overlap at a few key points. You might even live in different places.
Seriously?
Yeah, maybe only meeting up, say, twice a week, and possibly not even asking too many detailed questions about each other's sex lives.
That sounds, wow. It sounds drastically different from that total merger ideal we started with. Almost the opposite.
It really is a departure, but here's the surprising part, according to this perspective.
Yeah.
Even with all that practical separation, when that couple is together, the relationship could still be profoundly gratifying.
How? Wow.
Because they would be in the presence of someone who knew how to be kind, vulnerable, and understanding. The core insight here is that the bond, the depth, the importance of the connection, it can exist precisely because it's not constantly being tested or spread thinly across every single practical detail of life.
So the quality of the emotional connection matters more than the quantity of time spent together or the number of things you agree on.
That's exactly the argument. It's about the nature of the interaction when you are together.
It's such a powerful idea that by maybe counterintuitively limiting what we expect a relationship to cover, all those practical details, we can actually escape that tyranny and bad temper that plagues so many couples.
Yes. Letting go of that overwhelming, all-encompassing ideal that honestly sets so many relationships up for disappointment.
So simplifying, clarifying what the relationship is really for.
Exactly. It helps release ourselves from overly complicated conflicts. And it allows us instead to focus our energy where it really counts on those urgent underlying needs we all have. The need to be sympathized with, to be seen, and to be understood.
It strips away the noise and gets back to the essentials. So here's something for you, our listener, to think about as we wrap up this deep dive. Reflecting on your own relationships, past or present. What practical details of existence, those living room layouts, the holiday preferences, the Wednesday night tennis matches, might you be putting maybe a bit too much energy into trying to force perfect alignment on? When perhaps the real depth, the true contentment you're seeking actually lies in focusing your efforts on cultivating those three core things: kindness, shared vulnerability, and genuine understanding. Something to